I am Officer Loangus. Stops being audio and video recorded. I think you know why I stopped you. You ran the red light.
What actually happened was I was stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah,
so
I was behind you the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically you're not supposed to enter the intersection at all for that reason, because if the light turns red, then you're stuck in the intersection, and then you run the red light. So that's the reason I stopped you. Do you have your license on you?
Yep. We just get this for you out.
You what?
I'm just going to get this out for you.
Okay.
Would you explain that to me a little bit further? So in Pennsylvania, when you're stuck like in the intersection, you have to make the left. So what would the appropriate thing for me to have done been? Just
You're not supposed to block an intersection like that in Washington, so just by you blocking the intersection, that's technically a ticketable violation, and then then you're running a red light, so it's another ticketable offense. So you're not supposed to proceed into the intersection until you can go, because a lot of people do what you just did, right? Is like you're sitting in the intersection waiting, and then turns, and then you're blocking, so.
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion with speeding because someone had stopped. I wasn't sure what they were doing, and then they put on their light to turn. So I thought that maybe they were letting me go through.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, like right before I made the turn, there was someone who like made a right. They didn't have their, their signal on, so I wasn't sure if they were just waiting.
Yeah, so I would just advise just don't enter the intersection until you can go, so you don't get stuck. Let's see.
But in that situation, the best thing to do then would be back up, and not.
I don't know if there's a best thing to do in that situation, because you're either going to back up into somebody, or you're going to run a red light. So, or you're going to be sitting in an intersection. There's not really a great option there.
Yeah, I was just sliding to the crosswalk, so, where I'm from Pennsylvania, we actually don't have, like, crosswalks.
Oh,
so even if you're kind of slightly, there's a little bit more leeway as well. Like, there are a few lines, like, there's one white line and there's another one in front. Like, there's, like a certain margin from which you can actually kind of put your vehicle, place your vehicle.
Yeah, so I know laws vary state to state, but there is a law in Washington for blocking an intersection like that, proceeding through when you don't, when you're just stalling. I forget the actual verbeage, I can find it for you, but it's like stalling, blocking an intersection.
Yeah, I'm just curious about the law. I don't mean to.
Oh no, yeah, I can find it for you. Yeah.
But,
1 second. That looks good on a Hyundai. I don't see Pennsylvania registration like at all. Okay, let's see. Okay. So I'm not writing a ticket or anything like that today. I understand you're from Pennsylvania, but in the future, don't proceed through the intersection. You can't get stopped for that alone, unless you can clearly just clear it right away.
Okay.
So
then basically, I understand.
You're just supposed to wait behind the white line. Drivers do it all the time, but
it never even occurred to me that was actually something wrong. But well, except for the fact that I was blocking the crosswalk, which is what I went through.
And states vary from laws. Like Pennsylvania might not even have that law, but in Washington we do.
I'm actually just from a very rural area, so we just don't have crosswalks.
Oh.
Unless I visit an area where there are crosswalks, and then it's not very frequent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do apologize if I was asking you too many questions about the law. I wasn't trying to
No, not at all. Like I understand you're not from here, so if you don't, a lot of people don't know a bunch of laws. Like I only know it because this is what I do, but yeah. If you're ever curious on any more laws, just RCW, and they can be hard to read because it's in like legal language, but hope that helps.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hello. How you doing? How y'all doing? Good. Take your driver's license real quick if I could. See, he's right up on the van, man. He's right up on the back of that van. Go over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay. Cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're standing for
What's WSU? University,
basically. That is SWAT team area.
So I'm having a hard time reading because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going there? Oh.
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're trying to let you drive hours.
Hours, days.
Hours. Right. Well, almost.
Welcome back to Social Talk with a Buzz, where we keep it real, raw, and relevant. And today, we're diving deep into one of the most chilling, twisted crime stories that rocked a whole nation, the Bryan Kohberger case. He studied criminology. He wanted to understand killers, but no one thought he'd be accused of becoming one. Bryan Kohberger, the 28-year-old PhD student accused of brutally murdering 4 University of Idaho students, is now the face of one of the most disturbing cases in recent memory. Who is Bryan Kohberger, PhD student in criminology at Washington State University? Known for being quiet, socially awkward, and intensely curious about the criminal mind. There are reports he even posted surveys online asking criminals how they felt during their crimes. The crime. November 13, 2022. 4 students, Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, were found stabbed to death inside an off-campus house in Moscow, Idaho. The attack was brutal, with little sign of forced entry. The town was terrified. The evidence, DNA on a knife sheath left at the scene. Surveillance footage of a white Hyundai Elantra driving near the house. Cell phone data placing Kohberger in the area multiple times before the murders. The trial and plea deal. In July 2025, Bryan Kohberger entered a guilty plea, likely to avoid the death penalty. He was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences, plus additional time for burglary. Here's where I pause, because this case cuts deep. We're talking about young lives, just starting out, taken in a way that feels straight out of a horror film. And what gets me is that Kohberger studied this stuff. He was a student of crime, and somehow he crossed the line. This ain't just about what happened that night. It's about who we trust.
I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't stop shaking.
Today's sentencing hearing was the first time family and friends of the 4 victims spoke in court, addressing the man who murdered their loved ones face to face, Bryan Kohberger. Every word filled with heartbreak.
My sister Kaylee and her best friend Maddie were not yours to take.
Surviving roommate Dylan Mortensen spoke through tears.
They don't know how heavy it is to carry so much pain and still be expected to keep going, and that's because of him.
Others delivered anger.
Go to hell.
Kohberger pleaded guilty earlier this month to killing
who's watching us and how easy it is to be fooled by a calm face. Whether you think he's a monster hiding behind intelligence or someone who snapped under pressure, the facts are clear. Lives were lost, a community was shaken, and justice, at least legally, has been served.
Great thing I ever really did, and the only thing I was really ever proud of.
Mortensen was at the house when her roommates were stabbed to death.
What he did shattered me in places I didn't know could break.
Today was the first time she spoke publicly.
I was forced to learn how to survive the unimaginable. I couldn't be alone. I had to sleep in my mom's bed because I was too terrified to close my eyes. Terrified that if I blinked, someone might be there.
Steve Gonsalves, Kaylee's father, moved the podium to look Kohberger in the eyes.
Your actions have united everyone in their disgust for you.
Gonsalves' eldest daughter, Olivia.
And I won't feed your beast. Instead, I will call you what you are. Sociopath, psychopath, murderer.
But the remaining question on everyone's mind was why. The motive still unknown. Kohberger was given the chance to explain.
Mr. Kohberger, you have an opportunity to make a statement if you wish to. I take it you are declining.
I respectfully decline.
Those were the only words he said.
Maddie was my best friend. She was the first person I talked to every morning, and the last person I talked to before bed. I know she's in heaven, and I can't wait to see her again and just give her a big...
Hi, my name is Xana Kernodle. I'm a marketing major here at the University of Idaho, and I'm involved in a couple things down here, including Vandal Solutions. Last year I did Blues Properties. I was an associate with them, and I basically just worked with Blues Properties and did advertising for them, did sales events, etc. And this year I'm doing sales, so I'm a sales associate. So basically I just call people around Moscow, ask them if they're interested in our business, etc. But yeah, I'm a junior here, so it's really exciting. I love it at the University of Idaho, and I'm super excited to be in this marketing class because it's basically for my major. And this is actually King Street, where I've lived the past 2 years, and I really like just hanging out with my friends all the time and being super involved in school events and everything else. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me, and I'm really excited to take on this course.
Xana Kernodle put up a fierce fight when the attacker set upon her, repeatedly grabbing the attacker's knife, so much so that she sustained deep cuts to her fingers and that her fingers were nearly severed. Now, that does actually work in comport with what Xana's father had reported to an Arizona news outlet about